The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Jesse Holley, Kurt Daniels, and Nate Newton.
What's going on? Happy Tuesday. I'm getting right to it, Big Nate. That's the Tostito Championship Plaza outside in front of the Ford Center. It's hot. It's not hot outside. It's cold outside. It's 66 degrees. You, Nate, I'm Jesse. Together we are hanging with the boys, the sports equivalent talk of Braille. People feel us when we speak. We're done with that. Let's get talking to what happened today. Woo-wee. This segment is brought to you by Wingstop, where flavor gets his wings. And we got us a big chicken, bacon, ham hock,
hoggy brother,
collard greens, cornbread. He got his own seat at the end of the dining room table on Thanksgiving. I know his cholesterol is well above what it's supposed to be.
Wow.
All of those things. We got us a big Greasy in the house. The Cowboys just traded for Johnathan Hankins. Is it Hankins?
Yes.
Hankins?
Yes, sir.
Is the Oakland Raiders the only team that will do business with us?
Yeah, they are.
No one else will do business with us,
right?
But the Oakland Raiders. But the Cowboys make a trade for that big, fat, nasty, just greasy.
Right.
I guess they must have watched a little bit of Monday Night Football last night, and they said, "Oh, Chicago ran for 200-something yards last night." We might need to address the situation that we have, and compensation for that pick, Hankins, and a 2024 7th-round pick is coming to the Cowboys for just a 6th-round pick. So the Cowboys get Johnathan Hankins and a 2024 7th-round pick, and we send to Oakland a 2023 6th-round pick. I'm going to get out the way because I am under 250 pounds, and I am going to allow a person who was at one point in time in his playing career the upwards of 300 pounds talk about this big greasy that we now have in Dallas.
And I did a little something with the show before, and Chris came with some great stats. Chris Beam here, our producer. And what led the team last year, Chris, in tackles with this same team. He started 14 games, had 38 tackles. He started with the Giants, and I remember.
Yeah, I remember him as well. Yeah,
we couldn't move him.
Yeah,
he played well. Now I think he's 30 years old. He's fallen out of favor with the Las Vegas Raiders, but. This can be new life. He's going to only play first and second down. And in run situations, you know how Quinn is. He has envisioned this, and so they're going to ask him, "Hey man, this is what we're going to need from you." And I'm quite sure leaving a team that with 1 or 2 wins, maybe 3, coming to a team that's with 5 or 6 wins, I'm quite sure he's gonna show the world. He's back in the East, baby.
Yeah,
he's back he's almost back home. So here we go.
At this position, I'm not looking for him to be, what he was in his 20s.
No, don't say that.
No. Let me finish.
I'm not gonna let you finish. I'm not gonna. I need for you to be what you was when you're 20s.
He's not.
He is.
I need you to be fat. You to be fat. We have enough guys around you where I just need you to be fat. Be in the middle. Be a clogger, be a person that they got a double team, take up 2 blocks. Because if you take up 2 blocks, no.
Don't do that, Mr. Hankins. We had Dontario Poe. He was fat.
No.
He was just fat.
He was movable.
He was just
be fat and unmovable.
Thank you. Now I can go with you.
Okay, be
fat and unmovable.
Yes.
This other dude was fat and sliding on donut greases.
No, don't be that. Don't do what Dontario Poe did. But this comes in a space where a lot of us thought in the game on Sunday when you had a kind of a semi-healthy scratch of Neville Gallimore. Now, some are reporting that it's a wrist injury that he may be dealing with. Some other people are saying that maybe he fell out of favor a little bit with Dan Quinn in his rotation.
Right.
Whatever the cause may be, I'm going to applaud the front office. I'm going to applaud the front office. And I know many people don't do that. And I know someone tweeted me, Big Ron tweeted me, and he's like, this is an indictment on the front office. No, it's not. It's not. It's not an indictment.
I agree 100%.
Because
I agree 100%.
They thought they had some guys in Neville Gallimore and Osa and who did they just bring up? Patrick Watkins.
Yeah.
And a couple of guys up front. And you know what? They still have a really good defense. And maybe they just thought, you know what? This is not working how we envisioned it. So when something is not working how you envisioned it, in the past, they've stayed with the whole, well, we're just going to keep going and going and going and going, and then we'll figure it out later. No, they said, okay, we've seen two really good running teams, and from the looks of it, we've kind of got a little bit pushed around in the middle of this defense and given up some significant rushing yards. Gave up almost 5 yards of carry last week against the Detroit Lions. And you look at coming up against the Bears, and, this is a copycat league going forward. Teams are going to try to run the football. And if you're able to collapse that middle, then that leaves your wings, your edges to be able to get to the ball carrier quicker. They looked at this and said, we need to make an adjustment. They called around. They saw guys they liked, and they said, we're going to get us a 340-pound dude who has some athleticism and who can move around a little bit, and we're going to upgrade our defensive line. So I applaud the front office. I applaud the front office for the ability to say, hey, here's what it is, man. We messed up a little bit, but now we're facing now we're willing to say we messed up, but we're going to correct it.
I'm with you 100%, brother Jess. I mean, I tell you like this. You brought it up yesterday. Remember you said, hey, right now, if our offense stayed the way it's at, scoring 18 points a game, what's the first thing you would do? Yeah, I would go out and get me a Big Greasy, a veteran Big Greasy that have proven and shown that he can stop the run. And a lot of times I think we get caught up, like Big Bohannon and Gallimore, they get caught up in pass rush. Brother, what's going to keep you in the league is shutting down that run and getting yourself some sacks. Because I think, his second year in the league, Hankins, when he was a young 20-year-old, like you said, he got like 7 or 8 sacks. Mm-hmm. Well, like you say, we ain't looking for your 7 or 8 sacks. We want to see Van Der Esch run through scot-free. We want to see Barr run through scot-free. They ain't going to stop the alien no way. He going to run. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I'm just saying, this is, if we can have that, if, say, we give up 90 yards a game rushing, and that's our average.
I want to give up less than that, but thank you, Chris. I appreciate this. But the Cowboys, again, this is why I'm going to applaud the front office. The Cowboys did a little bit of self-evaluating.
Yes, they did, man.
And they looked ahead, and they said, what is on the horizon for the Dallas Cowboys?
Right.
According to Todd Archer, the Cowboys face, in the future, they face the top 4 rushing offenses in the league. Starting next week, Chicago, the number 1 rush offense in the league. The Giants, the number 2 offense in the league. Got to play the Eagles again, the number 6 currently rushing offense in the league. Oh, by the way, Jaguars are in there, the number 9th rushing offense in the league.
Wow.
The rest of the way. So you're talking about running backs, Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, Johnathan Taylor.
Yes.
That's what you have to face in the future. And the Cowboys said, we ain't slipping up. We ain't giving up no more ground to no one else. And so they address that with bringing in big Johnathan Hankins. And we don't know what he's going to be. Our hope and prayer is he's not going to be what he was in his 20s.
No,
we're not asking him to be. But if you can, and I love the way you put that, he's going to play first and second down.
Yeah.
And Dan Quinn has done a great job with rotational players and saying, hey, first and second down, you get in there and do what you got to do, because if they get 3rd and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10,
right.
Big boy, I want you to come watch what I'm going to watch, because I'm going to unleash these other dogs on them, and they get after the quarterback well. So you do your job first and second down, and then I can go sick them. Let these boys go get them on 3rd down. And I think that is a tremendous pickup for the Cowboys. when you look at what we are up front now, you look at Hankins is 340, Bohanna is 330, Carlos Watkins is 305. So now you got three not subs. You got
and Tristan,
three.
we forgot about Tristan.
Is he over 3?
Yeah, Tristan over 3.
So you got
he
4 guys.
He may not look like it, but he is.
So you got 4 guys over 300 pounds. And
yeah.
if you're gonna make your defense, and I think that's the last area we agree, the last area of this defense where the Cowboys really struggled at. We're fine on the back end. If you keep trying to throw at Diggs, he'll keep intercepting it. Deploy Michael wherever you want to deploy him. But now, and on the way back as well is Damone Clark, Jabril Cox.
Yeah.
So you're adding more speed to this mix, and if you have a big guy like that up front, and keep Van Der Esch and Barr and Cox.
And that'll make them young guys more confident.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they ain't got to fight through them bodies, man, that'll make them more. But Jesse, I'm telling you, man, that's big, bro.
That's huge.
That's big, and I hope he
literally.
I hope he play like we feel. That's huge. You know what I'm saying? Wow.
And the Cowboys also added. I lost it earlier, but they also added another defensive back with the loss of Jordan Lewis to his foot surgery. He'll be out for the rest of the year. I had it earlier, and I don't know where it went, but the Cowboys added a cornerback. So they're. Now, that may be a little bit of an indictment, if you want to add an indictment, because you went and got a guy like Kelvin Joseph. Now, Kelvin Joseph doesn't play the slot. Deron Bland will move into the slot and play, but you would have hoped at some point in time that Kelvin Joseph would have been a much more rotational guy in that mix. But Jordan Lewis is out. They picked up another guy. I'm going to find it. It's going to come up on my timeline sooner or later. But the Cowboys are making moves, man. This team is not known to go out and make moves like this, sign free agents, trade for players like this. You know, of course, they did the Amari Cooper thing last year, but I gotta go ahead and applaud this front office,
I'm
man.
with you.
I gotta applaud.
Kudos.
I saw Mr. Stephen Jones walking through the hallways yesterday. I caught him outside, and he was in the move. He was moving, and I guess he was going to make the deal. So to Stephen, Jerry, to Will McClay, all those guys up front, man. This one.
And I hope it works. I hope it hits with all spades, man. Wow.
We got to applaud you on that one. All right, so let's take a break. We're gonna have Computer in the second segment. We're gonna get his thoughts on this, get his thoughts on Dak coming back, and get him on up out of here. And we'll continue to talk about the Cowboys, what they're doing, and you and I will talk about, because we brought this up in the pre-show. Dan Quinn has the heart and the mind and the pockets of the Joneses. And it's making me a little bit hesitant on who I thought the new head coach was going to be around here in Dallas. All right. You guys stay with us, man. Johnathan Hankins traded from the Raiders to the Cowboys. They got their big boy. They finally wanted their big, greasy, cholesterol-eating, cornbread-eating big boy in the middle. Stay right here with us. We'll be right back to talk more about Cowboy football. Hang with the boys.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Blockchain.com is one of the most trusted ways to buy, sell, and trade crypto. Whether you're always on the go or stay closer to home, Blockchain.com is just a few taps away. Put the power of crypto in your pocket, so no matter where you are, you can trade on your terms and build a crypto portfolio to fit your life. For crypto pros, rookies, and anyone in between, Blockchain.com makes it easy to own a piece of the future. Blockchain.com, trusted by millions, trusted by America's team.
SeatGeek has your back no matter what kind of fan you are. So whether you're a die-hard fan or a don't really care fan, a we got 'em next time fan or we'll never win again fan, a here for the tailgate fan or a first one through the gates fan, SeatGeek not only makes buying and selling tickets easier than ever before, they made just about everything else easier too. So whether you're a here every week fan or haven't been here in years fan, SeatGeek has you covered. Download the SeatGeek app today. SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to Hanging with the Boys, where we're breaking down the Cowboys from what they did last Sunday, beating the Detroit Lions, but also getting you ready for the Chicago Bears. You saw them last night on Monday Night Football. Looked pretty impressive.
Yes.
Justin Fields looked pretty good last night. Went on the road and got after it. Scored 33 points. Why do teams all of a sudden they want to get freaky when they got to come play us? Like,
I don't know, man.
They ain't scored 33 points all year long, and then they go out and score 33 points on the road against a Bill Belichick-led defense. They'll be here next week. If you had not heard, the Cowboys made a trade for Johnathan Hankins. They sent a 2023 7-round pick, and in return they get Johnathan Hankins and a future late-round pick. They also acquired Kendall Sheffield. He's another one of Dan Quinn's old players. I tell young guys this all the time, and some believe me and some don't believe me. Be kind to your coaches, to your position coaches, to your special teams coaches, because eventually those position coaches, they either go to get other jobs, they either become coordinators, they become head coaches, and eventually, if you done right by them and done your job, a lot of those guys want to bring guys with them that know their system. So this is another example of Dan Quinn reaching back to his Atlanta days and bringing a guy like Kendall Sheffield over and was signed to the practice squad, just adding a little bit more cornerback depth, slot cornerback depth for the Cowboys as they try to maneuver this situation with Jordan Lewis being out for the rest of the season with a foot injury. On the phone right now, we have a friend of the show. We got our boy 3-6 Mafia Computer. Computer, what's up, brother? How you doing, man?
What's up? How y'all doing?
We're doing, man. First things first, I want to get your reaction from Sunday's game against the Detroit Lions, and how do you think, you can give a grade, A, B, C, D, whatever you want to give, on how you think Dak Prescott performed in his return from the thumb injury.
I think he was in his head in the first half, which I give him probably a C minus. Once after the halftime, he came back out, and he seemed like he realized that he ain't got to do too much, and he quit listening to the news and listen to his brother talking about letting 4 go. No, man, it ain't about you, Dak. It's about the team. So I give him a B for the second half.
Okay, so overall, that's what? If you gave him a B for the C plus, that's right around the time I gave him a C plus, and I wouldn't even argue people that said it was a B minus. Have you heard the recent news of the Cowboys and their trade?
Yeah, I was sitting in my cousin, his grandma passed. I was sitting in the room and got an alert on my phone. I started smiling. Everybody looked at me like, "You supposed to be sad right now." I'm sorry. We signed the DT. I gotta go do Hanging with the Boys. I'll see y'all later.
You locked in the Cowboys at all time, even at funerals. You gotta love. You gotta love that right there.
Yeah, because remember last year when we got in the fight with Bones and Thugs that night, I was watching the game on stage.
Oh, on the Versus?
Yeah, on the Versus, man. We played that Thursday night game in the Versus that Thursday night. I had my phone and my iPad over there watching the game on the speaker right there while they was performing. That's why I went out jumping around on stage.
That's funny.
But then by the time the game went off, that's when the fight broke out. So I was ready to eat. Now we'd have lost. It wouldn't have been no more Versus that night because I'd have cleared that whole stage out.
All right, so give me your thoughts, man. Give me your thoughts. Cowboys, do the Cowboys see themselves as really like, all right, now we're contenders. This really makes us contenders. Do you see the Cowboys that way?
Yeah, I do, because I think the problem with, like, I think so. Because I think Steven, like you said, Dan Quinn, if he wants something, all he got to do is walk in Steven's office. And Steven ain't dropping no bag for nobody but Dan Quinn. So you can write about that. So I can't wait to see what you're going to say about that. But they self-scouted, which McCarthy does. Remember, McCarthy had them 2 big boys up there with him when he won his Super Bowl right there in that middle. So they did some South scouting and set old Gallimore down. It was just that kid from Africa, man. He don't know nothing about getting hit in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? He just
Stop, boy.
For real, man. Come on now. You got to come down in the South where you done ate some red dirt or something, man. You don't know how to play in that middle like that, man. You can't just, you can't be walking on that sand, man. You got to come on some hard dirt, man. Well, you hit your foot on that ground, it don't move.
Man.
That's where you got to be, man.
Okay, all right. Move on.
That's a nice way to say he just ain't, it just ain't in him. He good, but we got to have some nasty monsters in that middle that can sit down and keep them linebackers and let them run free, man. We ain't trying to get ran on.
I hear you, bro.
All right, give me your preview for the Cowboys lining up this Sunday at AT&T Stadium against the Chicago Bears. Did you watch them last night? What are your thoughts on that team? And, is this a situation where the Cowboys are they going to be locked in and focused, or are they going to be kind of like, it's just Chicago and the bye week is right after that? Their minds float?
I'm sorry, I think they're going to be locked in because, last week, we played that team last week. They had a bye. And then we played on the East Coast. And then they get home to 4 o'clock in the morning. And then basically wasn't no practice Monday. So we had a late start, and they was tired a little bit. And then Dak coming back and all that emotion and stuff like that, but this week they're going to come out there pipped up, ready to roll. Because I'm glad Chicago won. They'd have lost. They'd have been like, it's just Chicago. But now they got to come out there and be ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Because people going to be picking Chicago, so they always play good when they faced with some little adversity, with some team supposed to be hot when they come in. They supposed to be the new shiny toy. I'm glad they won, so I think we're gonna be all right.
All right, computer brother, we appreciate you, man. You can go back.
One more thing. They getting y'all clothes ready to go right now.
Okay.
Paul went out on tour. He'll be there in December, so we all gonna come in town. I want y'all to come out to the show. We'll have y'all your own section and stuff like that. Okay. And then also, Jesse, I made you some stuff for your merch store.
Okay.
And Nate, I made you a couple shirt designs too.
Okay, brother.
So
thank you.
I'm gonna get them sent over to you within the next couple of days. I did some real cool stuff, so y'all can just have the stuff and sell on your store. Y'all don't owe me nothing. It's on the house.
Okay.
So just appreciate y'all. Y'all have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for letting me come in and talk.
All right, brother, and we sorry for the loss of your homeboy's grandma, man. So she was
98 years old. Miss Luveta Shannon, boy, she could sing too.
Ooh, we love her, Miss Luveta. We thoughts and prayers to you and that family. All right, computer brother, holla at you.
Computer love.
Thank y'all. Peace.
Yeah. And while I'm in the mode of giving some shout outs, I forgot to do this the other day.
Okay.
Shout out to my boy Chris Brown, C Breezy, not that Chris Brown, but my other guy, Chris Brown. His lady Danielle, she just recently had a birthday. I was supposed to shout them out yesterday, and I forgot about that. Also, I was supposed to shout out Anna yesterday. So shout out to all of you guys, man. We appreciate you so much for always being listeners of Hanging with the Boys. Happy belated birthday to CB's wifey, Danielle. So, we got a little bit more time, man. So where you want to go, Nate? You want to talk more about this Hankins?
Yeah, well, okay, yes. We know our run defense. That is the scary thing. But you know what? Man? I was thinking about CeeDee Lamb. I'm thinking about Gallup. I'm thinking, Jalen Tolbert was a part of this. I'm thinking about number 85, Noah Brown. We went out and got that big, ugly Greasy, man. And I want to just know what you think about these wide receivers. Is that the next move? Is that a possibility? Or do you set pat another game or two to see?
No, I think if you're looking to make moves for the Cowboys, I think going and get another number 2. Like, he has to be a number 2.
Right.
He can't be less than Noah Brown.
Right.
Like, he has to be less than CeeDee Lamb and maybe at one point in time a number 1. For example, a guy who's probably been traded the most in the National Football League and has had the most 1,000-yard season. A guy like Brandon Cooks,
right,
who's in Houston right now and is looking to trade him as well. You go get a guy like Brandon Cooks, who go look at Brandon Cook's stats. No matter where he's been in New Lanes, he's been in the Saints, he's been in the Patriots, he's been in Houston, he's been in somewhere else. Everywhere that he's gone, he's recorded 1,000+ yard season. So this is the kind of guy, you go get him, he has the ability to take the top off with his speed, he can run routes. You add that to the mix. and I changed my tune. I would seriously consider changing my tune about the Cowboys being a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah.
If you go and get another receiver, because I don't think Michael Gallup is right. I don't. Kellen Moore came out and he said, he had 2 targets and no catches in that game. And he said, I have to do a better job of getting Michael Gallup the football. Michael Gallup also has to do a better job of getting open.
Right.
And one of the things that I've seen since the return of his injury, and we spoke about this, is he doesn't have the burst that he had before the injury, and I think that may come back, but it may take a little while. But him getting in and out of breaks, like that part, he just doesn't confidently have yet. And in anything that requires him to start, stop, and start again, he is struggling with. And that's tough. That's a tough place to be in this league where these cornerbacks are so athletic. They're so versatile. They're so quick. They get out of their break so quick. And everything has to be a contested catch because you just can't create the separation. So if the front office is listening, it took us a couple years to go get us a big Greasy. But hey, if they're in the mood of spending, then I say keep spending, keep trading, keep going to get picks, and try your best to go get a bona fide number 2 receiver.
I'm with you there, man. I think about that. CD Lamb is still growing. Dak is back for the first week, so now we got another week. And how long will you think it would take for them to start clicking as a unit, as a wide receiver unit? Let's say the offensive line does his job and give Dak these opportunities that he needs to get this thing back, man. Well, how long will this thing take to get back to be one unit?
Yeah. It all starts with Dak, and the sucky part is that, he had the kind of filler out game this week. You hope that he continues to build on that. Right. The sad part about it is you're going to the bye. And this is the interesting thing because Dak hasn't been played all year long. He played 3 quarters in week 1 and hadn't played the rest of the week. So he might be a guy that's like, hey, guys, I need to still get some work on. But CD is like, hey, bro, I literally played 7 to 8 weeks. I want to get away.
Right.
And that's gonna be an interesting thing when you look at that, right? Because you want to help your quarterback, but I also want to get a break too. I don't want to spend my whole bye week running routes because you need to get back in rhythm.
But now,
conversely, it'll help.
I understand what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
But Micah Irvin would have been like, "Yo, man, do you want to get?" Yeah, okay.
Different era.
All right.
Different era. It is. It's a different era.
I hate to even bring that up. I hate to bring that up.
It's a different era. If this was, and you're absolutely right. Michael would have been like, yo, Troy, let's go. Like, I need to get my numbers up. Let's go. Right. But these guys think of football differently, man. They almost think about football at times as secondary.
Okay. CD, man, stay with him a week. If Dak want to get some work, because you can say all you want. Him, the kid that we like coming out, who they re-signed, they cut and then that kid is not going to play. Tolbert is not going to play. The guys that's going to play is CD Lamb, Noah Brown, and Michael Gallup. And get that extra work. I mean, I know it's against air, but get that extra work.
And on top of that, we've heard the reports that CD Lamb, he dealt with the hip injury, right? He hurt his hip. So is he going to look at that and say, bro, I'm just trying to get off my legs for a little bit. I ain't trying to go out there and run routes on this break. But this is the era that we're talking about now. We're not talking about the guys who thought football was life and everything else was secondary. Nah, guys look around now like, I got this going, that going, this going, this going. I'll get to football. Football may fund it all, but it ain't the end all be all. That is the approach that a lot of these young athletes, until you get cut or, or when you're on the tail end of your career, now you want to start doing things that you should have been doing in the first half of your career and you rely just on athleticism. We see some players like that all the time. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. All right, we're going to take our final break. We're going to come back. I still want to pose the question. When you look at all of the signings that the Cowboys have done, we can date this thing back even until the minicamp, that kind of era. It's been on the defensive side of the ball. Dan Quinn has the heart, the mind and the pockets of the Joneses. And it's made me hesitate about how and what I think about who will be the next head coach for the Dallas Cowboys. You think something different, that and more. And you come back hanging with the boys.
That and more, because it's going to be on you, dog. I want to hear it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
SeatGeek has your back no matter what kind of Cowboys fan you are. So whether you're a diehard fan or a don't really care fan, a we got 'em next time fan or we'll never win again fan, a here for the tailgate fan or a first one through the gates fan, SeatGeek not only makes buying and selling tickets easier than ever before, they make just about everything else easier too. So whether you're a here every week fan or haven't been here in years fan, SeatGeek has you covered. Download the SeatGeek app today. SeatGeek, your ticket to great Dallas Cowboys seats.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Blockchain.com is one of the most trusted ways to buy, sell, and trade crypto. Whether you're always on the go or stay closer to home, Blockchain.com is just a few taps away. Put the power of crypto in your pocket, so no matter where you are, you can trade on your terms and build a crypto portfolio to fit your life. For crypto pros, rookies, and anyone in between, Blockchain.com makes it easy to own a piece of the future. Blockchain.com, trusted by millions, trusted by America's team.
Hey, Cowboys fans, if you're thinking about attending a game this season, visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today. Stay at the team hotel, have dinner with a Cowboys legend, and experience AT&T Stadium's exclusive VIP Owners Club. Also, tour the Star, get autographs from your favorite players, and talk X's and O's with me, Mickey Spagnola. The official travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys will take care of all your travel needs. Visit cowboystravel.com.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to Hanging with the Boys on this tasteful Tuesday. And I say tasteful because we got us a big boy. This is Hanging with the Boys. He is they do, and I am Jesse Holly. This segment is brought to you by Blockchain, blockchain.com. Also, the Halloween Spooktacular. Celebrate spooky season this Saturday, October 29th at the Halloween Spooktacular at the Star, presented by Momentum Realty. I can't even say the
Realty.
word. There we go. Come dress in your Halloween's best while you and your family trick or trunk. Then head into the Star District for live music, spooky games, gifts, treats, and more. The event takes place from 3 to 7 p.m. For more information, visit thestardistrict.com. So, Nate, we were saying out of the last break, Dan Quinn has been able to come in and put his finger, thumb, footprint on this football team to the point that this team has literally changed its identity. You and I have been around, Chris, you've been around this organization for a very long time. The Cowboys have infamously, notoriously been an offensive-minded organization. Their coaches and hires have been offensive-minded coaches. Even when they had Bill Parcells, it was still about getting guys like T.O. and Tony Romo. And it was still in that realm of we're going to be an offensive-minded team. We're going to spend money. When I was here, they signed Roy Williams to a massive contract, and Miles Austin got money, and they brought in Felix Jones, a bunch of players. But it was always offensive-minded. Even when they went first round for DeMarcus Ware in the draft, it was still like, yeah, we're going to give you all that, but we're going to be an offensive-minded team. They shifted. This team has now become, hey, offense, y'all just drive the bus. Defense, we getting behind y'all. And a lot of that has come on the shoulders of Dan Quinn, the defensive coordinator. We know that he flirted around a little bit last year. And then Jerry said, come on back. Come on back to Daddy. Come on back to Zaddy. Come back to Zaddy Jerry. I'm going to give you a little bit more money. I'm going to give you a little bit more little bit more leeway, and you look at what the Cowboys have done, they're almost their entire draft. When you look at the number of picks, they went and got the tackle early on, and you got Jalen Tolbert. Everyone else was defense. You got Micah Parsons. I mean, you set yourself up defensively. And now, to Dan Quinn's credit, it has paid and showed dividends tenfold. This is one of the top 3 defenses in the National Football League. It has won us probably all the games this year. And now you add Sheffield to the mix as a guy that's signed to the practice squad for depth. But the big signing is now you go and get your big 340-pound Johnathan Hankins. I still do believe this. I don't believe it as strongly anymore, I will say there, Nathaniel. I just knew when they gave my boy Freaky Mike his walking papers that as soon as they kicked him off the property, they had already had Sean Payton on the phone. They had found compensation to send to New Orleans for whatever they got to do, but Sean Payton was going to be the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. I thought they were setting the table, getting draft picks, saving up some money so you can go out there and get all the things that you need. But I'm changing. Dan Quinn and the Joneses are, I like to say they're emotional people. They go off emotions. And I feel like they have a lot of love for Dan Quinn, like son love. Almost like Jason Garrett type son love.
Right.
And I now do not feel as confident that the next head coach will be Sean Payton, but I'm a little bit leaning towards the next head coach just might be Dan Quinn.
That's good, man. I mean, I'm glad you feel that way. I mean, all the things you've said is hit. It resonates with the fans. It resonates with everybody that's listening. You're making great logic. I mean, yes. I mean, the next head coach will be Mike McCarthy.
So you think? All right, okay. You threw a little curveball in there. So you think Mike McCarthy survives this season?
Yes, I do.
So that means you think the Cowboys will make a deep Super Bowl type playoff run?
I'm thinking they will get to the second round and win and get into the NFC Championship game. Are they at least?
So that's 2 wins.
Second round. They will at least be into the second round. Yes, they will. I just think this here. You look at the entire league, the AFC. They have 3 teams that are bringing the heat, and I'm just waiting on one of them to crank up, and that's Cincinnati. You know, but the other 2,
Joe
Kansas City.
He started the engine last week. He had 500 yards passing last week or something like that.
Kansas City and Buffalo are the front runners, and I'm thinking, like I say, you know, Joe Burrow's gonna crank it up. But it's only 3 or 4 teams in the NFC, and two of them resides in there with us in the East that are doing well at this time. We don't know what down the road, but right now the Eagles and the Giants are playing the best football. I don't know who the next best team is, just more than what I see out here on the field. And until I see Dak with the receivers a little bit more, I won't know how good the Cowboys is. We know how great their defense is, but not how great our offense can be. So it's only 2 teams I'm putting ahead of us. And as I'm missing somebody with just Philadelphia and New York, is anybody else I'm missing, Jess?
I mean, you know, you don't never know what the Niners will end up being.
Yes.
Will the Rams figure it out?
Right,
and Seattle's playing some good football.
Oh, yes, sir.
Up there with Geno Smith. And so there are some that are on the cusp. And reluctantly, you look at the game and you just go, maybe Father Thomas finally caught up. But somehow, some way, you still go,
We'll see.
Do I want to see Aaron Rodgers in a one-game scenario? Do I want to see Tom Brady in a one-game playoff situation scenario? Because they're still
they are until you knock them off.
Until you knock them, there you go.
Yeah,
you know.
My thing is, the Coach McCarthy, and I get a lot of different opinions that be up here. I mean, in the bottom of the barrel on Coach. But from what I'm looking at, from the day we hired this dude, the only time he's really made me just look and fold up is when he said he was going to let Kellen be the offensive coordinator. Now, I went on for months and months and months. But he has not changed his demeanor, how he thinks. He's put his foot down. He's stepped up when he's had to. He defends his player when need to, get on them when have to. He's not changed.
Okay.
And that's the consistency that I've been searching for.
So let me throw this curveball back at you. Then if you're saying that Mike McCarthy is going to be continue to be the head football coach in there, then you're ready to lose Dan Quinn to another football team.
That is how it may have to become to that.
Okay.
It may have to come to that.
Because I find it very hard to believe that, because you look around the league and you're saying, okay, the Denver job will probably be up for
it'll be open.
Up for sale.
Yeah.
The depending on if they turn the season around, maybe the Chargers job will be up for sale. I know,
that is, everybody you name. Let me give a rebuttal. Let me give a rebuttal.
Indianapolis.
Mention your first team.
Denver. And they wanted him. They brought him in last year.
Let me say this right here. If Russell Wilson don't change, he ain't going there. This man ain't going to step into another bad quarterback situation.
Maybe not so, but new ownership in Denver. You can
be new as you want to. And if that quarterback ain't doing its job, you're going to be sitting there like, man, I was sitting in heaven down there with that killer. And here I am over here in Denver trying to figure out why they won't run the ball so Russell Wilson can be a better quarterback.
But do you not think that Dan Quinn sits atop at his position and go, man, I sure do want to
Yeah, but I'm saying when you mention the Chargers, he gone.
Right.
If I'm the Chargers, I'm like, yes, this is our man. Because they have the quarterback, I think. Next guy.
Indianapolis, they're looking for a quarterback. There'll be two. You look at the draft and you say the kid C.J. Stroud from Ohio State and
he nice.
And Young from Alabama.
He nice.
And there'll be some more that we probably haven't even really heard of that we'll see at the Senior Bowl and so on and so forth that'll emerge in that conversation.
But the thing is, he walked into a situation where he stayed 4 years in Atlanta because he played in the Super Bowl. He participated in the Super Bowl. What's wrong? Why are you laughing at me?
Participated in the Super Bowl.
If you lose the Super Bowl, that's all it was. Believe me, trust me. I got guys mad at me to this day looking at me like I took the Super Bowl. I didn't take it. My team took it. But anyway, just, and here we are, 7 games, talking about the love for Dan Quinn. And, you're a Coach McCarthy guy. And I was until, like he said, when he gave that thing to Kellum like that hurt me. Mm-hmm. I'm like, no, But yes. I mean, he puts his hands on this team. And for him to go out and get a Dan Quinn, and whether the Joneses came to him, Mr. Jones and his family came to him, or whether he met with Dan Quinn himself and say, man, we finna cater to you. And whether they believed it coming into this season after Tampa Bay, I think they believed it, and they've played to it ever since. Now, we get that going. It's nobody in the NFC. The only team that's got an easier record than us is the Eagles. That's why I don't think we'll catch the Eagles. But the next easiest record is ours.
Schedule.
Yeah, schedule. Yeah. Yes. If we don't win 11 games, then I'm gonna be beating the drums worse than you are.
And I think 11 wins is more than doable. You got 6 right now. And again, you play teams like the Bears, you play teams like the Jacksonville Jaguars, who aren't, again, you got to beat these teams.
Right.
But you look at the schedule and you go, there's a bunch of winnable games. You got the Washington Commanders again. That takes you to 9. Who else we got in there? I don't even have the schedule.
We got Frank Wright and his team. The Colts.
We got the Colts. That's 10.
Yeah.
And maybe you split with the Eagles and Giants or whatever it may. With the Eagles and beat the Giants again. Right. That's 11. That's 12. So I mean, there's a possibility to go get 11 wins. Absolutely. You got Minnesota in there.
Jacksonville.
You got a couple chances to get there. I just look around.
This is who we have left. We have the Bears, the Packers, Vikings, Giants. And we're at the Bears are here. We go to Green Bay. We go to the Vikings. New York comes here, the Colts come here, the Texans come here.
Oh, yeah.
We
11
go to
wins.
Jacksonville.
Yeah, you don't want to say no. That's 11.
Yeah.
That's 11. That's 11 in there.
And
You
then,
can get to
and
11.
then we got the dog fights. It's the dog fight gonna start with Jacksonville because they're gonna be hyped to play us, and then you go, then the Eagles come to us, and then you go to the Titans. The Titans ain't never failed, bro. Late in the season, that big dog they got gonna be running, and we're gonna find out by then Hankins should be entrenched. If he's
absolutely.
gonna be anything.
Well, we'll see. It's going to be interesting. I do think that Dan Quinn, the way he's done this defense last year, led the league in turnovers. This year, he'll probably lead the league. He has 2 players right now. Even if they don't give Dak the sack, that Chris Beam did a great job putting that video out. Good job, Chris Beam. Even if they don't give Micah Parsons the sack, Micah has 7. Dorrance Armstrong has 6. Those 2 guys are in the top 10 in sacks in the National Football League.
Yes.
So, again, last year turnovers. This year he'll probably lead the league in sacks.
Right.
I doubt that he's a defensive coordinator for another year when there'll be multiple jobs that open up.
Cowboys got 29 sacks total.
And counting.
Yeah, so that should put them in the top 5 in sacks.
And counting.
Yes.
So,
and INTs, man. INTs, they got 7.
Not many.
That's 7, though.
That's a lot, but not many.
When we saw a guy had 11, 10,
right.
11.
He had 7 last year, in 5 weeks. But all right, that's it for us, man. Tomorrow we got Bears defense, Cowboys offense. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Cowboys offense, Bears defense. Is that right, Chris?
Correct.
All right. Bears defense, Cowboys offense. Hopefully our boy Kurt will be here tomorrow. Again, the big news, Cowboys trade for Johnathan Hankins, big defensive tackle from the Las Vegas Raiders. He is now a Cowboy, and things just got a little bit interesting with the Dallas Cowboys and their road to the Super Bowl in Arizona this year.
Freaky Mike, I'm the only one riding with you.
No, he's not. Come on now.
Freaky
you know
Mike,
my guy.
I'm telling you, man.
That's Nate Newton. I am Jesse Holly.
Freak,
we
don't
are
let me
out of
down.
here, man. See you guys
Don't let me
tomorrow.
down,
We
Freak.
out.
Freak, don't let me down. Don't let me down.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?